hone your skills. Look, boy, you in the danger room. Yeah, you in the danger room. Come on now. It's like a dream.
The best dish of karma you'll ever see after that punt right there, y'all. We was just coming out of the pits. Now watch what happens on the next follower a few laps. They spin out. This is going to be a good race, y'all. It's race 2. Welcome back, y'all, to another race. It's daily race C at Fuji International Speedway. This probably be the last race I'll do from starting in the back. If this race turns out good, I will try to qualify for the next race, and I'll add it to this race. I'll wait and put 2 out together. Alright, we're going to try to get a good, easy start here. We're starting P14. These rolling starts. But chaos is always at turn 1, so we're going to hang back just a little bit. We don't want to make P13 nervous and they drive through somebody, so we're just going to give them plenty of room, let them know they don't got to sweat it. Plenty of time to get caught up with the race, hopefully. You're going to put the pressure on the Nissans right through these twisty bitches, the area you need to do it in. As you can see, they kind of tend to go really wide. Got 2 up there in front of us, battling door to door. Oops, BLK 78 got bumped over. We're going to give them some room here, though. Ooh, they went door to door there. Drove into each other. Alright. Little drag race here with the Nissan. See the difference in the power here. See how it turns out. We're barely out in front by a nose. Oop, splitting Diaz. What a name. I gotta come over just a hair, but I'm gonna George right here because I don't know intent, so just give room. Alright. One in front changed from a Nissan to a Lexus. Alright, see how the Lexus gets it down to here. The difference. They're holding pretty tight, come out wide there. I'll try to close in. Alright, they're about like the Nissan. They're going to swing wide. We just have to try to pull in deeper. No pun intended. Ooh-wee, they're driving through P8 trying to. This ain't gonna be good if they try. Oh, yeah, they got smart, backed off a little bit. Well, their intent ain't to really try to punt no one. They're just racing really hard, really aggressive. Which they go wide. We're going to have to hang out here a little bit. Oh, here they come. We're going to have to go wide, too. Ooh-wee. All 3 of us go off track there. No slowdown, luckily. I'll bet P10 back there is a little sore about that because we all went wide, but I was going to go for the move and set up Diaz right here, but I see P10 burling through. Ooh wee. They went flying on across the line up there a little bit. Yeah, they might be a little heated over that deal, but just pushing. We all three kind of was involved in the over too wide there, a little too much speed. Alright, let's get to work on them. Oh, don't do that, don't do that. That was close. Woo-wee. But yeah, if this ends up being a decent race and I get my courage up, I'll qualify for a race and see how it turns out, good or bad. We'll put it on here at the end. It's at the end of the week, so I normally try to qualify sometimes for them, especially long races. It's a 13 lap race, but the track don't take that long to get around, so it really ain't a huge time assuming, but really good race. I think I timed it the other day, 2 races would be under an hour, so make sure it's 2 good races before I put them up. My best tries I can do anyway. I'll make sure they're up for the end of the week. We got back in front of Diaz a minute. Let's see if we can get our speed back up. It was kind of having to wait there a little bit on him. I was losing a little bit of time. I know I could get a little quicker, so it's it. Oh, Lee, P7. Jingo or whatever. This person is a character. You definitely don't want that person behind you, because they'll punch you from 10 cars back. Been there and done that with the experience from them, several races, so we'll have to. Don't want to go side by side with them either. So we either catch them going into the pit, or we're going to have to give them whiplash when we go around them, hopefully. Hope it ain't down this straight. But here we go. 132, 8. We can knock some of that time off. We got a little bit of clean highway here before we get caught up with goofies. Hopefully they're not being goofy this round, but who knows. People have bad days. I've had several, so. I could see one accident, maybe rammed, or if it was just in a turn or something. But you can tell when you're getting targeted and from a mistake. A lot of them holler, people do make mistakes, not 10 being targeted. But they got better. See, I crossed the corner right here. Now I get a 3-second slowdown for this. It's weird. I mean, I should have got the 3-second slowdown for crossing it, but I barely crossed the white line. I didn't cross through the red lines and go to the opposite side of the post, which in the replay at the end of the race I'll show you what I was talking about. See, I was just showing that point where I just barely crossed the white line. I get a 3-second slowdown. And then in the replay, it's going to show some of them crossing into the red zone, into the pit on the left side of the pit stake where you're supposed to be in between the two stakes. They go to the left of it, between a wall and it, just make a straight shot. A lot of them been doing that, and I thought, well, how are they not getting a slowdown? So I just crossed that corner, and sure enough, there's a 3-second slowdown. So the penalty system only works on certain spots. If you come through there flying, you get through there no problem, no penalty. If you come in through there trying to slow it down, you're going to get a penalty. It's weird. It all makes sense when you watch the replay what I'm talking about. I put it on the end of these two races though. There's a little bit more of the action takes place and shows how it went down about the intro at the beginning of this race. That's a good race though. Race 2 will be a good race. Which this one is a good race too, even though I just served a weird penalty. So they cross that red area over there. They drive straight through the red and go straight in there flying. And I literally tried to go through the pit, which I crossed that line on purpose just to show how you cross just the white line, you'll get a 3-second penalty. Ooh, we kind of dive bombed the ass there, but we don't really want them in front of us again because I was losing right near a half a second staying behind them on each lap. So we had a half a second lead on them, so I dive bombed them. We'll take that apex. It was clean. Clean pass is a clean pass. As long as you got enough time to make it and get out of the way, which I did. They're still there, oh, they got in the grass. They spun it a little bit. They still coming though. Oh, they're pushing now. Alright, we got one in the pit. We're going to beat them. There's a couple in there, some going in now. Alright, we should gain these spots, hopefully. P5, we got one coming out. Oh, Lordy. It's Jingo. We definitely got to get ahead of that one. I don't want to be a half a second here. Oh, not until I make sure they're going to start racing good. You know, like I say, people push and trying to race, and sometimes they get to where they push more than their skill set, because I do it. I've spun this track to death. There ain't a corner on this track I don't think I've lost it in, trying to find that pace before I qualify. I want to make sure I can hang in there no matter where I get at in here. I don't know exactly where I qualify at, but we'll find out. Oh, Betsy. We're gaining on them little by little. Now, old Betsy is wheeling this car, whoever they are. I have to give credit to that. They are wheeling this car around the track. It's turned into a merry-go-round with this one for a couple laps. really good battling though, fixing to take place, even though it's just for P4 at the moment. Oop, they got in the dirt a little bit. Now this is what I call good racing because they're giving all they got to hold their spot, and I'm trying to take it, and it's still done with respect. Hard racing, but done right for two rookies, or at least one rookie. I'm speaking for myself anyway. All right. We're going to have to close the gap on them here. Go up here and toy around. Ooh, I got some marks all over that car. Fair play. They had a half a second or better. They claimed apex. I would have done the same. Oh crap, I hit that daggone marker. That's a slowdown. Uh-oh, that's dangerous. Ooh. Easy now. They ain't going nowhere. They come in there real tight right there. That's why they push wide over to the grass. They need to kind of loop a little bit. But I don't know how that car reacts. That's the only car I didn't try this week was the Nissan, because I still ain't bought it. I bought the NSX and the Lexus. I did race the Lexus. I can't get no better than a top 5 or 6, and I wouldn't even try to race in a qualified race with it because I wasn't that great in it. I just couldn't get it down. I can't figure out where I need to set the brakes was the main thing on it. I either was skidding them or I didn't have enough brake. However, I just, like as I learned in this car, as I drove it more, I learned after about say right around now when I'm racing it, as I'm saying, I start adjusting my brakes differently because as the tires get a little worn and the fuel starts coming out, the weight changes in the car. So in this car, I learned if I change the brakes a click backwards, see I'm running it on the front +2. So about 8, 9, 10 laps in, I'll click it back to +1. That way it takes a little pressure off the front brakes, adds a little more pressure to the back brakes as the front tire. See, if you watch the right or the left front, really gets some wire to it. So when you got more pressure on the brakes on the front, it makes it slight push more on the front as it comes down. So I tried this, my version of balancing it. I just brought it back a click. And well, race 2 coming up will show a little bit of my difference in the style, but it ain't much better, but it did help me a little better. I wasn't spinning it out as much and sliding. It actually gave me a little more car control. Now, I don't know if anybody else does it or not, so I'm not paid attention really, but I noticed for me, as I went, if I clicked it back like that and adjusted a little bit, I could still hold my lap times. Ooh-wee. That was a little bit of radical. Ooh, we're over here in the marbles. They're still pushing. They didn't want to give that spot up. They didn't give it away, that's for sure. They're giving it all they got. Old Betsy was rolling that car, that's for sure. They still coming. We can't take a Sunday drive yet. They will get it back. Easy. So I started doing that short shifting here and I started learning. It kind of gave me a little more, because I was spinning out bad back there. And it gave me a little more car control through there. It didn't make me any faster, I don't reckon, but it did help me keep from me pushing too hard, spinning out like a goofus. I could try to keep it under power a little bit through there, best I could. Because the track where it just slopes back and forth, and then it's got deep lefts and rights, and you're going uphill. So it ain't hard to, once these cars start losing fuel, they get lighter. You're still trying to drive like when you first start sometimes. You got to change that. Well, I had to change that way of thinking. But yeah, P3 final lap. The only way we're going to catch them two up there if they blow their motors. Wishful thinking, wishful thinking. But still, yeah, if we can hold P3, this will be awesome. Start to P14. But we ain't lost old Betsy. They still back there. I can't get 2 seconds on them yet. Yep, I just barely did. And they closing in. Nope, 2.1. Easy. Really bad to spin right there too. I just didn't have no favorite place to spin out here. I spun out in every corner on this track. Oh Lord, it's been a wild one. Especially when you're racing under pressure, when you know that if they get close to you, your race is going to be over anyway. So just push with all you got. If you crash, you crash. Whew, P3, that was a tough one. This next race coming up, y'all, though, you'll see a little more what happened and took place as the intro kind of showed at the beginning of this video. And there's part of the replay on the back describing the areas where I was talking about how they're crossing into the pits and gaining time by doing it. They're gaining like 3.5 seconds by doing this. So you could be 4 seconds on them going into the pit, and then they would come out in front of you, basically. And that's them taking tires right along with you, because I've watched the replay a bunch. Alright, y'all, we're on the pole here. Hoo-wee. The first 5 tries after I qualified was really bad. We won't even look back at them. I watched the replay so many times wondering, how can you be that much of a clown? But anyway, it takes all kinds. Here we go, y'all. We're going to push like no other and kind of pass their brake marker just a hair on what I normally do. I normally hit the brake and then let off from it, but I got a little slower so I could get back on the gas, hopefully, to get a lead on them. I don't want to have to push the first few laps to burn my tires up to stay away from them. So if we can just try to keep it chilled here. Looks like they're already battling, so yeah, we're gonna put it up on traction 2 a minute. I'll adjust the traction all over and the brakes most likely in this race. Every race you race is different, no matter it is the same track, even though I used basically the same car, which I did run the Lexus a couple races. I just couldn't find no pace in it. myself, but I did race a couple races in it. I ain't got the Nissan yet, so I will get the Nissan though, because I like collecting all the ones I can find on them. Alright, we got just a little over a second. They're coming. Here we come in hot again. We'll have to grab a second as soon as we can feel that bump. Get back on the juice. Yeah, we're going to have to try to do something different here. I need them two to battle more. They're starting to. That crack killer, as you seen in the intro, they're in P3 at the moment. I figured out why they might be called that, or I don't know if that's actually what their name is. That's just what I'm calling them, because they don't go for a spot on the track. If there's just a 3-inch gap between you and the wall, they're coming between you and the wall. So yeah, crack killer. I gotta be careful with this thing on 0 traction. I keep forgetting when I drop it down like that. When it's on 0 traction, you gotta ease into the throttle. You just can't floor it. You really can't do it all that much when it's on traction either, because it's still a jump around, but you can give it a little quicker feel with the little traction. It just depends on how your tires, how I was going by it. Ooh, that was close to almost a slow down. Whew. Actually, I started coming through that turn back there in 3rd and leaving it in 3rd gear. You just gotta trail brake a little more, but I seem like I come back around through there to get back down here to the chicane a little faster than normal, so it helped me a little better. Now there's areas here you can go a little wider and it won't give you a slowdown, but the way the curbing and the paint is made in some of them areas, it is real easy to spin out. As long as you back on before the crash there, you're good there. Yeah, it all breaks down that red paint there, how they're crossing. They're gaining time by doing that too and not getting a slowdown. And I just showed in that first video how I just touched the white paint of the beginning of it, and it gives you a 3-second slowdown for that. But you can drive through her wide open and you're good. It shows it. It wasn't just one time I done it showing how I shown this. I've seen it in several of the replays, so I was like, good grief, I'm gonna try this to touch the white paint once and see if it will give you a slowdown. If not, I'm gonna shoot through her because they're gaining time by doing that. You can go a little wide there, but that green surface right there is really, really scary. Alright, crack killer is right dead behind me. That's what I'm gonna call them. I don't know what that name stands for, but that's what I'm gonna call them. Because they definitely will come right for it. Ooh, still pushing. Trying to anyway. It's going into lap 5. I was really trying to see if them ones that's closest to me would dive off into the pit so I could break away and then try to get in and get out cleanly was what I was hoping on, but they played smart. They waited until I go in, especially the one dead behind me. For some odd reason, they had it out for me from the start of they had it planned as they come to the pits, as you'll see in the replay. Well, you kind of seen the ending of the pit strategy in the beginning of this race video, but this is about to show how it took place right here in a minute. Best karma I've ever seen dished out, though. It took a lap or two to see it happen, but it happens. That sweet win, I wouldn't have cared if I finished last. Just to see that took place, and I had nothing in it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I was probably 5 cars from them. Both places, both incidents takes place right here at this hairpin though. It's kind of ironic in a way. That's why I said the best karma dished out ever. You just have to watch it. The replay just shows from the pit as I entered the pit to the checkered flag, so it ain't the whole replay. I thought it was pretty good to show how it all went down all the way to the finish, because they get a couple dishes of karma before the end of the race. It's always sweet when they do it themselves without you having to give them a helping hand. Sometimes they force it. Not trying to be a prick about it, you just can't let them just keep putting you in the grass and using you as a curb stopper. Sometimes you have to show them to scoot over a little bit. There's some track over beside of them, which I didn't have to in neither one of these races, thank goodness, but I just catch the bad end of it. Alright, we're going to go into the pit. This time I'm going to hang in here. I ain't touching that white line. Now they don't start coming in until that red spot right there, and they shoot between the peg and the wall and come straight in there. No joking, no slowdown, in which you gain time like that, because I've done it in practice. You can gain right near probably 3 seconds if you've got a good lap coming around that hairpin coming up through there. You don't even have to let out of it, it's straight in there. Alright, here we go. Now they didn't take tires, boom. They slow up, they literally slow down and then pump me. So yeah, I'm carrying through right here. They're in the grass. They didn't take no tires, it's a key thing on here, luckily. This is the 7th lap, so they're going to be good for a couple more laps, and then that Nissan's going to get really loose. Watch out, P1, which Bruno is one of them you flip a coin on. Sometimes you can race with them, sometimes you can't. Almost sounds like one of them chocolate commercials, didn't it? But it's true. Which Bruno was the victim in that scenario where, like I say, crack killer there. And they don't have to have a whole car spot. They just got to be able to get their headlight in there, and then they'll wedge the rest of it right on through you. My whole intent was going to going to show them a lesson, not pun them. I was wanting to catch them. I was going to put my nose right on them and see if they could hold that Nissan with no tires for however many laps they are when I do catch them, because we're trying to run them down here. but we're still trying to race our best race we tried, so that way we ain't over pushing, we ain't racing, and no anger here. I wasn't even mad. I already knowed it. I expected it. I seen them coming. I don't know why they done it, but I seen it coming because they didn't even come in the pit right. They just come flying in there, and then they didn't even take tires. They closed in. Well, you seen the gap before we went in. How much time they gained. Not rewind. No, I'm just saying. You can watch it in the replay if you want to. It just, like I say, it just starts from the pit. When I go into the pit till checkered flag, so this last half of the race. For once, karma was on my side though. That was pretty cool. Who you gotta watch out there? I had to stop fuel pedal a little bit longer because I knew once I got over there, if I got on it again, I would be in the guardrail. Or at least that's the way it's been every time. Like I say, I've spun it in every corner here, trying to find where I can push them limits the most at. That's usually on these little short tracks. See, that was really good karma. They spin it on their own. See, I wasn't nowhere near them. And we're gaining time, even though we got a half second slow down. But I really was wanting to get up against them and see if they could hold it, but evidently they should have took tires. They'd probably still be in there. Actually, took me a minute to get recuperated after that punt a little bit, which I got it caught up and then come back on the track, but still yet. That much difference in the speed. Ooh, don't get over there. Yeah, back there you can carry a little more speed if you want a chance to go to the left over at that white and red strip a little bit and then cut hard right. But that way the car gets thrown, the balance gets thrown there. At least a little bit of not kind of angled right, it's not good. So I quit trying that. But I did get a good fast lap by doing that. But it slides a little too much. I just got lucky on the first time I did it, I think, and saved it, but it was a good lap. Three laps left. Counting this one. 33.290. I think I qualified with a 132 point something. Probably right near a second faster than this. Seems like during qualifying you can go a little quicker in a lap than you can once the race begins. I don't understand that part. Same fuel, same tires, but it seems like during qualifying you can be a few tenths faster. And like the third or fourth lap's what I put my qualifying lap down. I only had like 3 or 4 laps when I started, and I put down that lap time I had, and I've been using that same lap time. I still am. I ain't even qualified again. I just wait till the race starts now. But alright, lap 11. We got 4.5 on them for the moment. One set back there in P3 A run. The beginning of this race said they was an E driver, but they're not a no E driver. They ain't no possibility way they're I watched the replay, and I don't know if there's any in this replay actually I put on here, but the way they're zigging and coming through traffic safely but fast, yeah, they're really good. They're just starting on a Smurf count and trying to build another one, because the way they come through traffic and how they maneuver a car to trick them in a turn to get them to go where they want them, that comes with a lot more driving experience than an E driver. I'm just saying, I watched the replay and I was like, golly, them some slick moves coming through there. That's pretty good for a starter. They had enough time, it would have been scary, because here they come now. They're in P2. Like I say, they zigzag through traffic like it wasn't nothing there at the last few laps. They come alive, and they're still coming. So, yeah, they kind of trade places again there in P3. They got it back. Like I say, they know when to let one around them and then get the pull off from them to get the crisscross in the next turn. They set the turns up pretty good. So E driver, my backside, y'all. That person in P2 right now is more than any E driver. Unless they're a real race driver, just started playing this game. Because the moves they're putting on is something else, especially on this track. I mean, I ain't saying I'm any daggone rocket scientist on it, because I just get lucky. But this person is putting down some, well, heck, they're closed in almost 2 seconds on me, which I got a little of it back there, because they're under attack still at the moment. They break away right here, though. This last lap, they pour it on. About 3.3 seconds. Let's see how much they close up here. I got 3.1. Right now I'm gaining time. Now they close up the gap, because when I cross the finish line, they're in my daggone rearview mirror basically. If I didn't have the camera set so far back. So it looks like they're 5 miles back there, and they're just 5 cars probably behind me. Alright, 2.7, and they're still knocking off some time. They're coming. Ooh-wee. Now whoever this person is, they're in the Lexus, and they're getting some mad speed out of that car. Because I'm telling you what, I was running with everything I had. I was Sunday driving just a little bit until I looked up there and started watching them numbers drop down and seen how they was moving through the map, and I thought, oh, we got one coming up is on a mad race. Alright, 1.7, look at this, they're closing up. 1.2, 1.1. Ooh-wee. Yeah, A run. You want A run for sure. Had been another lap of this, ooh-wee, I'd have been in trouble. I ain't even gonna lie. I give them a little wave here. Let them know that was awesome. And they give one back there. They're waving a little bit. That was cool. They was fast. See, EA driver? My backside, y'all. Alright, let's see how this standings was. We got 2 stars, the pole and fast lap, that little bit of slowdown trying to get caught back up after that punt cost me the safe race bonus, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Here comes the replay. I hope you want to watch how it's. Now it shows how. Well, I'll just stay on here, cause right here. Now they're on the white line here, but watch. They barely tapped the brake back on. Then they slam it. I didn't catch that part, but they did come straight through the red there. All right, that and stand out. And I'm getting tires. They don't take tires. But it's like 3.5 seconds and they're on top of me. So here I go for a punt. Soon, but see, they got worn tires. They got a couple laps of tires left. Alright, y'all, you can watch this, how this all took place here. Yeah, I get the gap closed in here on them. I'm trying to keep the pressure as much as I can on them through here, so I'm hoping where they didn't take tires, they're having a push with everything they got. But Bruno, man. He's actually innocent in this ordeal. They did come around him there, but crack killer there just give no leadway on that deal in my book. He's got some dirty tires. We'll gain a little distance through here. He's going. So the tires are worn pretty good. Now I go through the replay here and show the difference in Nissan, Honda, and Lexus, how the tire wear is after so many laps. Now see right here, straight on through there, and no slow down. They don't get a slow down one for that. I crossed a little white corner, 3 seconds. You can come through there, just bearing down on it. It's basically a straight shot, so I still ain't gonna do it because that's not the way you enter. But yeah, it shows the play out how I run them down, y'all. I don't do nothing dirty. I try not to. I was wanting to learn them a lesson. I was wanting to get up there and learn them that they should have took tires. I was wanting to get my nose on them, not through them. But they take care of themselves, as you've seen at the beginning of the race. But it's still fun to watch the play out. Thank y'all for watching. Listen to me blabber on.